take a look at how the markets are performing on this day. The local index muted so far today, while its global peers remain mixed as investors weigh the prospect of tighter monetary policy to curb inflation. This comes ahead of the release of the Federal Reserve's Federal Open Market Committee meeting minutes. For analysis of the latest market-moving developments, we're joined now by Mr. Karl Gevers, who is Portfolio Manager and Co-founder at Benguela Global Fund Managers. Mr. Gevers, good to have you with us on Daytime Update today. If you could give us a sense of how the markets are performing so far today. Will the rand actually reach that 16 rand against the US dollar anytime soon?
Yeah, good afternoon, Tommy. Yeah, as you mentioned, the US markets closed mixed yesterday, similar with Asia and Europe today, and the JSE following suit. Currently the all share down just about 0.5%, and it's across the board. Financials, resources, and industrials all down about a similar level. You talk about the stimulus withdrawal potential by the Fed, and that certainly has had a negative impact on things like the precious metals like gold. Gold down 1.5% today. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, down pretty much across the board. In terms of the rand, it's remained steady at 15.85. Whether it will breach the 16 rand level, I think depends on the US and what the Fed does in terms of, or at least the outlook in terms of what the Fed will do. Because if the US does bring forward their hiking of rates, that will certainly impact the rand negatively. Our recent interest rate hike of 0.25% didn't actually do too much to boost the rand. So yeah, it is possible that we could breach the 16 level in the near future.
Now, ABSA has announced that after extensive deliberation, businessman Sipho Pitjana will cease to be a director of its boards with immediate effect. Has the ABSA share price reacted to those developments at all?
Yeah, I mean, today the ABSA share price is down 1%. It is down more than the rest of the banks. The Standard Bank pretty flat. The other banks are marginally down. So I don't know if it's specifically this issue that's causing the share price to come under pressure, but it certainly is a detraction or distraction from the underlying business, and for management to have to fight these battles. So yeah, I think it's not great, and we in terms of the situation, so they have essentially fired Pitjana, for the reason that his conduct, he failed to conduct himself in the best interest of ABSA. He is taking this on and saying that it is unlawful. So there is probably a protracted potential battle there, which will continue to weigh on the ABSA share price.
After falling from 50 to 43 in the third quarter, the RMB Burr Business Confidence Index remained unchanged in the fourth quarter of 2021. What factors are driving business confidence right now?
Yeah, so in the third quarter, there were obviously the unrest, and we were in the middle of the third COVID wave. So the fourth quarter, which is mainly survey taken in November, hasn't improved. So it's sort of remained low. And again, we've had some negative impacts within the last few months, which the NUMSA strike, load shedding is a major one. And then we've seen supply chain disruption making things harder to do and to operate, more expensive to operate. So I think those are the main reasons for that business confidence to remain low. Even though there were opportunities for it to rebound, certainly the load shedding probably was the biggest dampener of them all.
According to the latest Newzroom Afrika take-home pay index, take-home pay in the private sector showed the steepest monthly decline since September of 2019. Can you take us through those findings?
Yeah, so it's been a steep decline, or steepest decline since September 2019. I think the main thing in October was that there were less casual workers. The the month was impacted by the municipal election, which also moved some of the payments into November, so there might be a timing issue there. And we've seen over time also a loss of the high salary earners in both the private and public sector. So all of those, attributing to that decline. November is expected to possibly look a bit better, so it might have been just a timing issue in October.
Mr. Gevers, thank you once again for today's market update. That's Karl Gevers. He is Portfolio Manager and co-founder at Benguela Global Fund Managers.